Mariah Carey is an artist who's had a lot of defining moments in her career. Her complete reign over the 90s is something of continual fascination to us, so much so that we've already dedicated 5 videos to her on this channel. Despite her immense success in the 90s, many people still don't realize how much she revolutionized the pop music game. If there's one album that perhaps best showcases her impact to the genre, it's her 5th studio album, Daydream. Released at a time when Mariah was at her highest commercially, this album best showcases Mariah's ability to effortlessly and innovatively blend hip-hop, R&B, and pop. In this video, we're going to be discussing the legacy of Daydream and understand the madness that went on behind the scenes to create this classic 90s album. Let's get into it. In order to understand the legacy of Daydream, it's important to understand the winning streak that Mariah was on in her career. Mariah burst onto the music scene in the year 1990 with the release of her self-titled debut. She amazed people with her astonishing vocal range, and the album spawned chart-topping singles Vision of Love and Love Takes Time. Her second album, Emotions, would try to reuse the same formula, but failed to recreate the success of its predecessor, and Mariah was heavily criticized for her vocal acrobatics. It wouldn't be until her third studio album, Music Box, that Mariah would regain commercial success. The album spawned her signature song, Hero, and went on to sell 28 million copies, becoming one of the best-selling albums of all time. In 1994, Mariah took a break from releasing regular albums and created a Christmas album. It wasn't something that young artists typically did at their prime, but it nonetheless became a huge success for Mariah, spawning the holiday classic All I Want for Christmas Is You. While Mariah's professional life was nothing but constant wins, her personal life was not in the same state. Having just married her boss, Tommy Mottola, in a beautiful Princess Diana-inspired wedding, she quickly realized that she had made a huge mistake. She was constantly being controlled by Tommy, who told her how to dress, who to see, and where to go. There was little to no trust in their relationship, and the personal strain would sink into Mariah's work life as she created her 5th studio album, Daydream. To counteract the stress of being constantly controlled, Mariah, as the workaholic she is, took steam off by creating another album. After studio sessions for Daydream during the day, she and her band would switch to creating an alternative rock album that would be called Someone's Ugly Daughter. Mariah wrote, produced, and even provided art direction for the album. Of course, when she showed the album to a record label, they refused to release the record. That's when Mariah asked an old roommate to provide lead vocals for the album, while Mariah's vocals would be layered in the background. The album was released on September 5th of 1995 under Epic Records subsidiary 515 Music. Though it wasn't until recently that Mariah revealed the existence of this album, if you look at the music video for the lead single Demented, there were signs of Mariah's presence as butterflies appeared in the video. Shortly after the release of Someone's Ugly Daughter, Mariah released her 5th studio album, Daydream. It's a collection of 12 songs that see Mariah diving more into the hip-hop oriented style that would enrapture her subsequent records. The first single off the album, titled Fantasy, is a euphoric pop song that heavily samples Tom Tom Club's Genius of Love. The song became an instant global success, becoming Mariah's 9th #1 single. While the original version of the song is undeniably a 90s classic, it's the remix with rapper Old Dirty Bastard that has become the most important song to her career, and really pop music in general. The track has been credited for popularizing pop star with rapper collaborations. Think Taylor and Kendrick on Bad Blood, or Selena and ASAP on Good For You. They all benefited from Mariah taking this creative risk and fighting for her artistic vision to come to life. The second single, titled One Sweet Day, is a traditional R&B ballad featuring boy band Boyz II Men. The track was initially written by Mariah about her collaborator David Cole, who had died. When she showed the song to Boyz II Men, they interestingly had another song that was similar in theme and chord structure about their tour manager who had died. They finished the song together, and it was a huge commercial success, spending 16 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, making it the longest-running #1 song in chart history at the time. Many of the songs on Daydream can be considered predecessors to what Mariah would do on her next album, Butterfly. For example, you can hear the influences of Long Ago in the song The Roof, as well as the influences of Underneath the Stars in the song 4th of July. Daydream was a huge commercial success, selling 20 million records worldwide and becoming one of the best-selling albums of all time. Interestingly enough, despite being a commercial and critical darling, this album had a bit of controversy due to the Grammys completely robbing Mariah in 1996. Many commentators at the time believed that Mariah would sweep up multiple awards as she was nominated for a total of 6 Grammys. However, as each nomination was called, Mariah and her husband at the time, Tommy, looked more and more embarrassed that she did not get up to win 1 Grammy. It was a strange turn of events, as Mariah was literally the headlining act of the night and performed a beautiful live performance of One Sweet Day with Boyz II Men. Though Mariah has stated that she was not offended about not winning, she did state that she expected One Sweet Day to win because of the cultural significance of what the song meant to people at the time. Mariah Carey's Daydream is the album that marked a huge shift in her career and personal life. This was the era in which Mariah began to rebel against her label's expectations and her husband's control. She created the music that she wanted to create and collaborated with the people that moved her sonically to where she wanted to be. Because of Mariah taking chances in 1995 with rapper Old Dirty Bastard on the Fantasy remix, it has become practically normalized for a rapper to feature on a pop star's hit song. Though Mariah's label laughed in front of her face about the idea of the remix, she no longer cared what the corporate entities above her thought about her changing her winning formula. To Mariah, it was about the artistic merit and creating something that showed off her musical growth. Daydream will forever be another example of Mariah's genius mind, as well as how her legacy is still relevant to the pop music landscape today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, it would be forever appreciated if you liked, comment, and subscribed. To be notified when a new flashy video is up, feel free to hit the bell button after subscribing. For more pop culture content, make sure to follow us on Flashy Magazine on Instagram. That's all for now. Thank you guys again for watching, and we hope to catch you at the next video real soon.